Hey everyone, just rocked up to minus 110 here in Adelaide. I am 7 weeks post-op. I am walking in here to see my favourite Marta from minus 110, and we're going to do some penguin on my bicep and on my knees. I've got a little bit of tendonitis in my left knee at the moment, so the machine is just amping up. So we will be right back shortly when we start some work. Okay folks, so we are now back into it. I am getting my knee done. I'm getting, like I said, I got a little bit of tendonitis over my knees at the moment, mainly over the top, so Marta's going to do some work over the top. So for those who don't know what cryotherapy is, there is a massive chamber in here that we go into, which we'll go have a look at after. But Marta, would you like to explain the penguin to people about what this localised cryotherapy is, and I guess how it helps with the sort of niggle I've got with the tendonitis?
So the localized cryotherapy machine goes down to a temperature of minus 162 Celsius, but it doesn't freeze your skin or your muscle, it just penetrates deep enough to assist with reducing inflammation, swelling, and usually with the cold the blood vessels constrict and they open up again, so there's more oxygen in the blood going to that area, which helps to speed up healing and tissue recovery. In your case, because you have tendonitis, there might be inflammation around the tendon or in the tendon sheath. So the main function of this is to help to reduce that inflammation and swelling in the area. If we can reduce the inflammation and swelling, the pain level goes down, and we're helping with healing that area.
So I guess for people watching this, so I guess the issue I've got is, if you can see, the top of my knee is where I kind of get the tendon tightness when I squat, but my masseuse and physios are telling me that it's above the knee where the band runs around. There's a lot of inflammation. Obviously that's where Marta is going to spend a bit of time, but again, like anything, it's not just what happens over the top, it's also what happens underneath the knee as well. So it's a big focus on both those areas. I guess for me, it's just mainly, like Marta was saying, trying to get the recovery to the area, and also trying to make sure that we get rid of all that inflammation, so the tendon or muscles or whatever is sore can heal up. So what I might do is I might let Marta do her work, and then we'll get back into a bit more chatting when she goes up and does a bit of work on the bicep where I've had the surgery done. So we're now moving on to the bicep. Now this is a hard one as I'm doing this with my left hand. So let's turn around, and all you can see is my hand. That's priceless. Hey everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the camera around. It's a little bit easier for me to film like this. You can see Marta's doing the localized cryotherapy around the injury. So for those who don't know, I ruptured my bicep, my other bicep. I've done both off 7 weeks ago. I was post-op yesterday, 7 weeks, and I've been seeing Marta probably since, almost week one. I think we were doing some cryo, just not actually in the area of the injury, but around it. Just making sure that we didn't go too close to where any surgeries have been done, but more focusing on trying to get the inflammation sort of out of the area. So, I got in to see Marta as early as I possibly could within reason. So I'm just going to turn the camera around to see Marta. Hey Marta. So, give us a bit of a rundown on cryotherapy for a surgery or something like I'm having, something that you helped me with both surgeries actually.
Well, post-surgery, whether it's a bicep tendon, any orthopedic surgery, normally there will be some swelling and inflammation. So number one thing that we focus on is try to reduce the swelling inflammation inside. And then once there is some body does its own recovery, then we focus a few weeks after to make sure we get a good range in the actual joint. So if we can reduce swelling, inflammation, make the joint a little bit more less tight, then
supple,
or whether there's muscle tension or joint tension, we can focus on actually getting better movement in the ligaments, joints and muscles.
I think from what the surgeon has said to me, both times having the surgery, he was extremely impressed how quickly, and as you'll see, I'll do a bit of rotational work as Marta's doing the cryoing or the freezing, just to focus on getting the movement back. As when you reattach the tendon, it takes a little bit of time for it to actually loosen up again. So what this cryo does is you can see Marta going into, right into the joints itself and over the top of the elbow joint. It really helps me get some rotational through, because again, right where she is now is a lot of tension, a lot of tightness from when your bicep is not working anymore. The muscles that take over are in your forearms and all that. So this gives me an opportunity to really focus on trying to, as you can see, turn my hand, make sure it's getting that rotation better. Thank you very much. I need to cool down my hand a bit there. This is, again, both surgeries, the surgeon has been so happy, with the healing process. So I might just camera around one more time, and what we'll do is we'll leave Marta to do her thing, and we'll get back to, my hand's in the way. We'll leave Marta to do her thing, and we'll get back and check out the cryo chamber after. Right, so the localized is done. Marta is going to walk us through down the hall of, people.
Chilled. Hall of chilled.
The hall of chilled. Lights on. Right, this is the cryo chamber. Marta, talk us through it.
Well, this is the whole body cryo chamber, which it's one of a kind in Australia. This kind of a chamber.
One.
And basically, it goes down to a temperature of minus 110 Celsius, which does sound quite, cold and unbearable, but it's actually quite bearable. Your skin and your muscle doesn't freeze. It's because you need moisture for anything to freeze. This is quite a dry, not so much moisture in there. That's why nothing freezes. The way it works is your skin gets cold. When your skin gets cold, your brain interprets as a threat to the body, so it goes into protective mode. It starts pumping up hormones to reduce inflammation, swelling, muscle tightness.
All the good stuff.
So what the body does is the blood vessels in the skin constrict. It also takes some of the blood to the core to protect the main organs. Once you step out, the skin senses that you're back to normal, so the blood vessels open up quite wide. There's more oxygen in the blood going to the muscles and other areas. So it is used for joint pain, arthritic disorders, chronic pain, any illness or disease that causes inflammation. It's not always a cure, but it can lower some of the symptoms. It's used by sports people, athletes, for quicker recovery, injury management. And some people don't do sport, don't have an illness, but they use it for general wellness, to sleep better, to have more energy.
Sleep better is huge. That's always the first thing I notice about every time, is how much better I sleep after having it.
And also just to reduce some of the symptoms of depression, anxiety. Probably more ladies to burn more calories for weight loss, to get the skin a little bit more smooth and tight. So it's got a number of uses.
So basically what you'll do is you'll come up behind you and you'll walk in this door. And how long are you in here for, and how cold is it?
10 seconds. This one goes down probably to about minus 10 Celsius. It's just to get you
acclimatized?
Just to get you ready. And then after 10 seconds you hear a bell, you open the door, and then you go through here. 3 minutes in this area. There's always someone here looking after you, checking on you, telling you the time.
Mainly you, right?
Mainly me, because
she is the queen of freeze, baby.
Queen of freeze, yeah.
So it's 3 minutes. How long in this one?
10 seconds.
And then you come back out again, and then it's all done.
And if you have time, you go into a little gym. It's not about getting tired or sweaty. It just helps with warming up and blood circulation.
Getting the blood flow through your body.
But the good thing is, when you come out of the chamber, you're back to normal. You're not walking around shivering or complaining of being cold. Your body
Unless you're me, where you just want to complain about everything as often as humanly possible. Yep. Thank you very much for showing us around today.
No problem.
I really appreciate it. So I'm going to put a link in this video of -110. So you guys can contact Marta, say hello, and if you've got any injuries or you want to just try it out for just, you know, getting beautiful skin or something like that, this place has got so many different, you know, things you can get a whole lot of gains out of with, you know, with cryotherapy. Again, you don't have to just be an athlete. You don't just have to have chronic injuries and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that can come out of cryo. And yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed the video. We will see y'all very soon.